Good morning, greetings, and welcome to all my viewers from around the world. The sun is hiding and the magpie is casting. Coming to you guys today with a 1v1 live game featuring, spawning in the north, the Wehrmacht forces of CaptainSPrice. And spawning in the south, the US forces of OMGPOP, who I might just call Pop. CaptainSPrice, another returning player, casted him a couple of times now. He's a pretty confident commander. I'd say he specialises in infantry micro. He seems to be able to micro like 4 to 8 squads of infantry and not drop any of them for large swathes of the game. I mean, yeah, he'll suffer the occasional squad wipe, but I'd say his infantry micro is above average, let's put it that way, for a high-level player. And OMGPOP, who actually has chosen Elite Rifle Commander straight off the bat. So pretty much the typical archetypal US commander. I'd say he stands head and shoulders above the others available. He's pretty cool. Gets you that easy 8, gets you the rifleman training, gets you flamers and flares, and the white phosphorus smoke barrage, which is totally relevant too. So pretty much just a really, really solid all-round commander. And sadly, the same can't be said for the other US commanders. Wow, a sniper, the first unit for CaptainSPrice, mixing it up a little. I'm used to seeing him going like between 2 and 4 squads of Volks before, sorry, not Volks, of Grenadiers before he does anything. Pardon me, just sipping on a cup of tea here, early morning casting here. Yeah, I'm used to seeing him get like 4 squads of Grenadiers before he does anything, but coming out with Zmajor really early. And of course, against America, I love this. The US forces don't really have many counters to a sniper early. They don't have a machine gun team. They don't have anything indirect fire. You know, no mortars, nothing like that. So your sniper, pretty much as long as you can keep him out of rifle range, has a field day. And on top of that, the United States forces, their infantry is like moderately elite and pricey. So every single shot you're getting off at these guys, that was not a pricey pun, by the way. Every shot you get off of these guys is racking you up some good experience. So the sniper can rank up pretty quickly. However, though, he's only got a couple of units out on the map. This unit of Grenadiers has only just arrived, so really just 2 units out capturing on the map. And if we crack the tactical map, we can actually see that that is having an effect on the amount of ground he's able to take relative to that of his opponent. The forces of OMGPOP spreading out and taking a lot more ground than just the single sniper and pioneers were able to. Oh wait, sorry, he does have a squad of Grenadiers out. Okay, well it's still 3 to 4. Zmajor taking his first shot, shooting a rifleman down, might get another here. He's kind of just chasing this squad. And these pioneers probably going to want to get out of there. These elite riflemen and their other rifleman chums are probably going to be more than enough. And the sniper is going to change course, going to come back across to mid, deciding to let the Americans have the west of the map just for now. So, and crucially actually not falling these pioneers back. Oh, and that's going to be super annoying. CaptainSPrice, nice work. Not falling back a squad unless he has to, and able to use this additional battlefield presence to just decap a point. And not just any point, indeed, it's a munitions point, so that's like pretty important. So that's cool, I like that. Now CaptainSPrice has 3 commanders to choose from. It looks like he's mixed them up since last time I cast him. Who's this guy? Lightning War Doctrine? Stuka Close Air, Tiger Tank, Relief Infantry, Tactical Movement, and Jaeger Light Infantry. Controversial. I'd almost like to see him take that and try and use it. I'd just like to see what it's like. Not often we see that one used. Jaeger Armor Doctrine, he's pretty standard, and mechanized, the German Mechanized Doctrine, also one we see quite a bit. Got a little scuffle here in the north side. We've got a couple of rear echelons here. They're going to probably go down to these Grenadiers, although actually you know what, the riflemen are going to change that up. They're going to turn this fight around. Playing for time, using the building quite nicely. Wow, the building just disintegrating. Look at the weight of fire the American infantry can put out. Is it any wonder that they're the most dominant infantry in the game, at any range in fact, in the early game? But those Grenadiers are trading really well, and I'm sure CaptainSPrice is going to pop them out of the building just before it collapses. Come on, Price, don't let me down now. Oh no, he loses the whole squad! Oh no! Oh no, that is a terrible turn of events. Oh, and he needs to watch out for his sniper here. Trying to get a squad wipe, which is fair enough, but he needs to get this sniper out. Oh my goodness, he's just gonna... Ha! He's just gonna stand and take them at point blank. That is almost comical. The sniper's just like, no! Shoots this guy in the face, and his friends run away. Wow. Just got a report of an infantry unit being anyway, we've got the utility car coming out, and I really like this. It stands to get Fausted though, and it does. That's really annoying. Probably not in danger of being killed unless... Here comes another squad of Volks. So that's going to be a second Faust. And there are enough munitions, I believe, for a third Faust. Yep, there's enough munitions, but no other Grenadier squad in the hood. So I think he's just going to focus it down. There he goes. And is that a bazooka on the floor? If he steals the bazooka... Steal the bazooka, go on. That will just be insult to injury. Come on, please. Yeah, he gets the bazooka. Captain Price. Cheeky as you like. Punishing OMGPOP's lack of attention there, because I think OMGPOP, he had the lieutenant squad there. He could have grabbed the pardon me, he could have grabbed that bazooka if he wanted to. He was closer than those grenadiers. This sniper is just doing terrible damage. How many kills are we up to now? 8 and 1-star veterancy at the 5-minute 50 mark. Not so bad. He's going to go for the... if he uses the veterancy ability, he can't miss. Ah, but he doesn't have the munitions for it. That would be a guaranteed squad wipe if he used the incendiary round. Oh! He takes 2 shots. That's the most he's going to get. Not enough in this case to achieve a squad wipe, but I'd say the early phase of battle kind of going the way of Captain Price. Yeah, there was a bit of an exchange. He did lose a squad of grenadiers here. Oh dear, the persistent bodies. They're still here. That is a sad day for Germany. But he's managed to pick up a Shrek and take out a utility car. So that's pretty good. He's falling behind on the victory points now. He's behind. He's about to be behind by 50 tickets. There we go, on the next tick. And he's also not getting any resources. His income rate right now is perilously low. So that is a concern for Captain Price. He needs to kind of push out. Actually, I have to say, what would that resource kind of disparity between the two players? I think that actually offsets the Zook and the utility car that he managed to steal. So both forces just a lull in the combat here. Let's crack the tack and have a look at the dispersal of forces around the map. Seems like we're going to have a fight here, so here we go. Now we do have some flamethrowers coming out for the American forces. Actually just one at this point, but that's still going to be quite potent when we're talking about a sniper and grenadiers. A low model count squad of grenadiers. And of course snipers also low model count. Oh dear, sniper's taking fire. He's going to get him out of there, and that should be able to escape, yeah. And when he gets back to base, he has enough munitions. I'd love to see him just use the medkit on the sniper from these grenadiers. We'll see if he chooses to do that. And knowing that his opponent has all 4 of his riflemen's squad committed to this region of the map, Captain Price going to send a couple of units to the right, or rather, well, he sent them before he knew where all the riflemen were, but now that he knows that they're there, he knows that he can just go for a fan out and land grab here. So that's good. And he's actually also got an MG42 squad. Just going to try and grab this victory point in the top left. So I like that. What they'll probably do is just capture the point and then hop in the building and just be really annoying. And so the lieutenant was the tech of choice. So that gives him access to 50 cal machine guns, the utility car, and the AA half-track. The AA half-track, of course, just now rolling up. I believe that costs 60 fuel, 50 fuel, and 350 manpower. So 50 fuel, quite a spicy unit for 50 fuel. Can really lock down an area and provide massive headaches for Axis forces that don't have a pack gun or a Rakettenwerfer. And here we have a 222 scout car, and this is pretty much a blind counter. Now he did see, Captain Price saw the lieutenant, so he has to be thinking an AA half-track is on the cards here, it's an option, it's on the table, and in fact it's probably quite an appealing one for OMGPOP because he knows that I've got loads of grenadiers and a sniper, and the AA half-track is pretty good against all that. So, almost going for a blind counter here. Oh dear, but the scout car is caught, and that's no good. That is no good. See, if you kite your scout car at range, you can actually push back an AA half-track quite nicely. But if the AA half-track catches the scout car in the open, boom, as you see, that just doesn't work. So, I think probably having your scout car at the front of your forces is just fine. It's got great line of sight, and oh wow, he's coming across to try and get some squad wipes too. Danger time. Panzer Grenadiers coming out. Yeah, you can have your scout car at the front of your forces where it does use its long range line of sight, which is really, really useful. But it's super fragile, and if it's going to take the first hit from an anti-tank gun or from an AA half-track, it's going to die. So I would have liked to see Captain Price just leave the scout car in this location, fan out his infantry till he knows where to commit it and how to use it, and then go from there. So possibly, I would say, slightly too cavalier with the scout car. And it's one of those sort of like 1 in 5 games it's going to just kind of bite you, because like usually your scout car isn't going to run into something that's just going to slaughter it out of the blue like that. But it does happen, and that's why I am an advocate of caution when using the scout car.
We're losing
I'm usually an advocate of caution in all regards in this game. I try to preserve my units and keep them alive, because losing resources, losing units, that's what loses games, in my opinion. Not always, but usually. These Grenadiers are going to have to fall back. The epic suppression. Are they going to play for a Faust? Yep, the Faust is played for and gotten, so that's an engine bust. And an AA half-track that is quite wounded. MG42 just going to be defending this point. The Arc is bizarrely set up, though. Not sure what he's playing for with that. He could have rotated it just a few degrees to the left and cut this pathway off a little bit more effectively. The Sniper has been healed, so that's good to see. Up to 12 kills now, and nearly veterancy too. Captain Price now behind by just 26 tickets, 25 now, so he has caught up a little bit. And that's because he's managed to hold these two side points, which must be kind of annoying for OMGPOP. Although OMGPOP, again, taking this critical point, and if we crack the tactical map, look how many resources that taking this is cutting off. It's cutting off 1 munition and 3 other points. That's like, I don't know, 26 munitions and 9 fuel income he's cutting off by taking that point. Nice play there from OMGPOP, liking it. Liking it. We've got a 3/4 ton ambulance and a grenade being moved in the top left here. So that was a cluster charge from the Panzer Grenadiers. We're going to force this squad back. Panzer Grenadiers, ever the cool and elite squad. Able to displace those riflemen. The Sniper now up to 2-star vet. Just playing for kills. Ow, there goes another. Sorry, now up to 2-star vet. Just needed that one more shot. So he's now got the increased rate of fire, which is going to be super useful. And Price forced to fall back. Fragile units exposed here. I think he should probably pull this Sniper back now. Oh, he's going to play for another shot. What is this madness? Jeez. I mean, it worked, I think. The Sniper's going to get... the Sniper, no! The Sniper's going to get out, but only just. And this Pat gun was saved, so... maybe he just took that extra shot just to bait the American forces into trying to kill the Sniper rather than focusing down the sluggish Pat gun. Not sure about that. Probably not, but it kind of looked that way. Now taking the left-hand side of the map, so I was about to say he's finally going to get some resources, but you know he's not, because these riflemen are getting the brutal resource cut off. And look at this, +4 fuel for the Germans, +20 for the Americans. It's brutal. The AA half-track now up to 1-star veterancy, and that is going to give it improved acceleration. Then at 2-star it gets better handling, I guess that is, and at 3-star it gets weapon accuracy and targets. Weapon accuracy and targeting and increased penetration, so ouch, basically. Ouch. These Grenadiers are going to be pushed back. A flamethrower is going to be too much for them, I rather suspect. They're going to start doing the Bernie dance. Why are they coming forwards? Oh, sorry, there's Panzer Grenadiers behind. Wow, early morning casting. Totally got the awareness. It's a good thing I'm not playing right now. I would just be all over the place, losing squads left and right. The AA half-track is getting stuck in, but the bazooka on these Grenadiers, combined with the Pat gun, is going to force it back. And it's going to get out intact. Decent amount of veterancy on that unit. Price needs to just send 1 squad if he can spare it, which he can't really at the moment, but he would love to send a squad to the right.
We're losing a capture point.
Because there's very few US forces in that region of the map. MG42 is going to start tearing up these riflemen. They're going to have to get out of there. Down to 2 men with a Sniper angling for the kill. Oh, an incendiary round here could be a squad wipe. He doesn't have the munitions for it though. Oh, dearie me. There we go, there's the fallback. Sniper being used to devastating effect, because still, I mean, what are the counters that the American player has at this point? Basically, it's this AA half-track which can outrun and gun down the Sniper. But there's no indirect fire, there's no machine gun teams or anything. And to be honest, what am I saying? Machine gun teams don't counter snipers, it's the other way around. So, yeah, basically there's just no indirect fire for the American forces at the moment. Just having a sip of English breakfast tea as we have a quiet moment on the battlefield here. Half-track is now pretty much repaired. The Americans, of course, have a really easy time repairing vehicles. They can just pop the crew out and repair. And this is a really cool thing, which I didn't realise actually. If you're going to lose a tank and you pop out the veteran crew and then bail them, fall them back to your base, and then you get another tank later in the game, you can put the crew in that tank and they get the veterancy. I know it sounds really obvious and I'm sure everyone knows that, but it took me actually seeing it the other day in a replay before I was like, hang on a second, that's awesome. I'm not sure if anyone remembers, way back in the day in Command & Conquer Generals, you could eject your American fighter pilots out, and if you got them back to base, you could put them into another aircraft and get the veterancy onto the unit. Long time ago that, a little bit of RTS heritage pretty much. CNC Generals now, pretty old school. And half-track nearly in a good position there, but didn't actually see any enemy forces, and this is quite a lull we've got here, as both forces just retooling. The American forces have a major coming out here as I crack the tactical map. Lieutenant's taking position on the left flank, and a nice concave of forces, a nice spread. And but amazingly, CaptainSPrice able to take the middle point and hold forces up to the midline. Now we're gonna have a scuffle here as the sniper gets the initial scalp. The AA half track is going to commit, I suspect, up here. Yeah, here it comes. Using reverse move cunningly to keep the gun end facing towards his opponent, which is totally worthwhile and legitimate. And here it comes. It's going to start mowing down these poor pioneers. Wow, look at the suppression. That's suppression. That's on the move suppression. Oh wow, the sniper's going to fall back. And the AA half track is kind of going to try. No, it's not going to try to see. I wouldn't get it. Here comes a squad of grenadiers. I suspect that they're angling for a Faust. No action on the rest of the map, so this is pretty much it right now. In fact, the rest of the map, okay, we have a massive blob of riflemen moving down in the sort of southwest here. Let's just frame that for a second. We're talking a lot of riflemen here. We're talking like 1, 2, 3, 4 squads of riflemen. That's 20 men plus a lieutenant, so that's 25 men. And there is an MG42 in position, isn't there? Oh no, it's a pack gun. No, there is an MG42 in position. Oh, what a great position. That might actually be able to deflect this entire blob, as the suppression is really going to mount up. Forces relocating. Now, Faust was not gotten off. The AA half track looking good. Sniper is back on duty. And this is a push of ages from the American player, whose cunning use of smoke grenades from his veteran rifleman.
Squad, get ready!
Of course, when you research the grenade package for your forces as the Americans, you get smokes and regular grenades. And the smokes are like a rifle grenade. They'll flump out in a line. And that is going to totally displace this MG team, and with that, the offense is on. The AA half track is on the right flank to support, and CaptainSPrice is in trouble now. He's going to lose a lot of ground, lose a lot of resources. He's already behind on tech, and this is bad news. This is bad news. What does he do? Well, right now he just lets the American forces cut off his resources. What's this flanking squad he's got out here? Some Panzer Grenadiers. Oh dear, they're just standing in the open. There's a Flamer squad coming right at them. Oh, I'm not sure I like this.
Taking fire!
Are they just going to try and trade for damage? Oh, I like it. By standing his forces right on top of his opponent, the flamethrower is about as damaging to the riflemen as it is to the Panzer Grenadiers, and they're going to force the fallback on that squad. That's pretty cool. They need to fall back now, though, because they're just getting drenched, and the AA half track is in a great position, and that should be a squad wipe. You've got to feel that that's going to be a squad wipe. With the flamethrower chipping in damage, 2 men on critically low health, now 1, and he goes down. That is a great shame for CaptainSPrice, but good positioning of units from OMGPOP. There's another smoke grenade. Just going to mess with this MG42. He could probably relocate it to here, and that would be just fine. Oh, and there's a rifle grenade. Oh, just missing there. There we go. Now the MG42 should redeploy, should redeploy. That smoke's fading. And there's a pack gun on the left flank here. But the AA half-track's in a great position where the pack gun can't actually see it, and a grenade on the MG42 is going to force the squad back. He was lucky it wasn't wipes there, actually. Those grenadiers are going to have to get out of there. Oh no, and the bazooka has been given up. The bazooka, oh, he's going to grab it with the pioneers though, loving it. He needs all the anti-tank he can get his hands on right now. Now, where's the American half-track? Oh, it's back here, so just playing it safe. It probably got winged by the pack gun. But this is a fight which CaptainSPrice is on the back foot of now, and he's put all of his fuel in going to Battle Phase 2 and getting an Oswin. So the Oswin is the fuel choice, and that is pretty much going to be the only vehicle he sees for a large swathe of this game. 20 points separate the players now in terms of scores. And let's crack the tactical map. So the American forces again able to cut off a large amount of resources here, but they weren't able to grab this point. So some resources are still flowing for the for the Axis player CaptainSPrice. He's also retaking his fuel point, grabbing some other points out and about on the map, and taking advantage of this moment as we see pretty much all the American forces clustered in this small vicinity around their base as they have to repair, rearm. I believe there's a forward fallback point set up with the major and a 3/4-ton ambulance. Yeah, that's just here. And so the American forces can fall back to this location and heal, rearm, repair. I'd actually quite like to see him just push that to here. I mean, that could be closer, I think. And I'm a real stickler for getting as close as I can with my forward fallback point, because it just allows you to keep the relentless pressure on and break your opponent that bit easier. I suppose I'm quite an aggressive player, especially in this phase of the game. Until vehicles start really hitting the field, like up until about now, I'm a pretty aggressive player. And here comes the Oswind. It's going to head out onto the left flank. Now, I would like him not to reveal this Ostwind. I don't want to see him driving it through fog of war or anything, because I think if he just keeps it behind his fan of infantry and then uses it as a sledgehammer where it's going to do the most damage, possibly even to counter this American half-track, I think that's the choice. But nope, he's just going to sledge it on out, so now the American player knows. He knows that the Ostwind is the choice, and that's fair enough if it's going to do this much damage, I guess. Here comes the sniper, angling for the incendiary round. He's going to have to jam in a new mag. The incendiary round hits. Only kills one squad member. Sniper's going to get another shot, but it misses. He may even get time for another, because he is 3-star vet. But it doesn't matter, because the Ostwind has him. And a Sherman. You see, this is what I mean about, if you show the Ostwind before you show... Like, if you show your Ostwind, your opponent can just bring the correct unit across. Oh dear, and I think the Ostwind is... Oh no, there's 2 pack guns in a fantastic position! So even if the Ostwind dies, the Sherman may go down. Wow, that is an Ostwind which is in a dire situation. Do these guys have anti-vehicle grenades? Yes. And the main gun is down. The main gun is down on the Ostwind, so it is not going to contribute very much to that fight whatsoever. Amazingly enough, it's going to get out alive. An MG42 bunker established in a fantastic position, suppressing the main blob of American forces. Now they're probably going to be able to take care of that, especially when the AA half-track rolls into town. But it has bought Captain Price like enough time to get his units back and crucially salvage his Ostwind out of the situation. Now the Sherman is probably going to want to get out. Wow, what? These pack guns being brutally aggressive. Yeah, they need to get out. These riflemen, if they smell them, they could just come through and get them. Oh, and that the bunker goes down, and Captain Price again forced right back. Now this Ostwind is not repaired, and the Sherman is being repaired way faster. American vehicle crews will repair, pardon me, will repair a unit faster than the Pioneers will. But because an Ostwind actually has less health than a Sherman, actually it may be that those 2 units come back onto the front at about the same time. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Oh my god! No! No, that didn't just happen. Oh no, Captain Price just steals the Sherman! Finds it, reinforcing. Oh wow! And a rage quit. I can't help but feel that's a rage quit from OMGPOP. He's just going to leave. Captain Price with the ninja sense there. And you know what, it might not have been ninja sense, because you can normally hear a vehicle repairing. If you scroll around in the fog of war, you can hear it repairing. Ambushes in with ambushes in with his grenadiers and just yoinks the Sherman. OMGPOP, clearly that shouldn't have happened. That's just not a thing that should happen ever. I think that this was a fine position to be repairing the Sherman. I think he had it perfectly well supported. Somehow those grenadiers just come in and steal it. And OMGPOP disgusted. I imagine Captain Price is giggling quite a bit to himself right now. Wow, these things happen. You just got to take it in your stride. It's a video game, and as per the rules of engagement, this is the kind of shizzle that can go down. And you know, as a caster, as an observer, it brought a smile to my face. So I'm sorry, OMGPOP. These things happen. And I think OMGPOP fighting a great battle up until then. He had the upper hand the entire way. And actually, if you look at the game, I mean, he's 15 points ahead. And if you look at the force dispositions, like top left, top right, that was not even close to being over. I mean, because I think even with the Sherman, I think that OMGPOP could definitely have come back in that game, and he's got a good amount of fuel and everything. But I just think that was just like, that was just too much. That was just too much. So yeah, wow, just a rage quit there. So anyway, yeah, a moderately entertaining finish to this battle, which lasted 21 minutes and 52 seconds. And with that, the broadcast is concluded. So this is Magpie 842 signing out till next time.